up with the term structure and more next, coming up on the Short Vol Show Live. All right, folks, and welcome back to the Short Vol Show Live. My name is David. This is brought to you by Gorilla Trades. Check out Gorilla Trades for great picks. They've got great picks for stocks going up and even for those going down, as we've had some stocks going down lately. Check them out at gorillatrades.com. Links in the description below. Thanks for checking in today with me. Let's take a quick look at term structure and whatnot. Term structures looked a little funky lately, of course, as we continue to normalize. Normal, of course, would be a upwardly sloping line in contango. If you look here, at least we can see now the spot below. Well, we can't see anything because I'm in the way, but when I move out of the way a little bit here, we can see spot below all the futures, which is a new and good change. You can also see the first 2 months still in backwardation. Now, there's this whole thing with December where December stays December stays lower than the other months. This due to a bunch of course, vacation days in December. And seasonally, December always kind of lags beyond the other months. That's not great news for us right now due to the fact that that keeps us out of contango for a little bit longer. But I suspect that the curve will normalize today or tomorrow, or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, today or soon, depending on what the VIX does, because it's just a matter of time as the roll continues. If spot stays down here or lower until we are back with a upwardly sloping contango type curve. So exciting. It's been a couple days of the VIX coming off the highs. Let's take a look at the chart for the VIX real quick here. Of course, midterm elections coming up in just a couple days, and I would really caution people not to try to read too much into how to trade midterms. The obvious conclusions, let me tell you what the obvious conclusion would be, that if somehow the Republicans pull off a more of a victory than expected, that the market's going to rally, and if the Democrats pull off more than they're expected, then the market will sell off. Now, that seems like such an insight, but it's not really. There's a whole lot of moving pieces in this market, and to try to trade based on the results of an election is often a incredibly difficult thing to do. So if you've had that insight that, wow, Republicans do well, this market, everybody's going to love this market, Democrats do well, everyone's going to hate it, there's more going on than that here, and it's not that simple to figure it out. So I would discount the midterms as far as a binary event, or at least don't feel like that you know exactly how to predict it ahead of time, because it's a tough deal. Okay, so currently Apple down about, let's take a look at Apple here. So back it up a little bit. Yeah, so from earnings down about a few bucks here, $10, a little over $10, $15 almost. But off the lows, it looks like the low is 205. And the VIX once again down. So nothing seems to be able to stop this rolling market right now. I would be cautious. Of course, I always say this kind of thing, but I would be cautious to. I look on StockTwits and people are saying like, what a great buying opportunity for TVIX or UVXY. This thing can keep rolling lower, folks, especially if we get back into a contango situation. So I would be careful about trying to catch a falling knife as far as the VIX goes, because it can roll a lot. It could roll a lot lower from here. Of course, we could get a bounce and a turnaround. This market could sell off, but it seems to have a lot of momentum moving upwards right now. VVIX back below 100, and just seems kind of like the VIX is crashing right now. Let's take a quick look here. This is the VIX over the last few sessions, and we see it sort of crashing lower. If we pull up VXX, here we've got VXX, and here UVXY. So stuff has changed a lot since last week, and volatility really coming in. So let's look once again at the term structure here. And for that, we go to VIX Central, and we see a very, very sort of flat curve still, but I suspect it will adjust itself to be upwardly sloping and into contango at some point here, as things begin to normalize for us here in the VIX term structure. Not a great year this year to be short volatility. If we go to this contango chart, which I like to look at, and we isolate 2018 here, we're going to see, let me make sure I'm not in the way here. I am a little bit in the way here. We're going to see now the light blue here is contango, and when it's above that red line, that means we're in contango. When it's below, we're in backwardation. And you can see, Feb, March, April, we're still like in backwardation for that long period of time. And then we go to October here and into, as we start November, in backwardation again. So it's been a bit of a struggle here this whole year. However, it looks like things are turning around, and it is possible that we could keep at a higher sort of average level of the VIX here. I mean, VIX could stay here around 18, 17, and the term structure would sort itself into contango, and thus volatility could stay elevated from where it's been. The last year or two, 12 has been kind of normal, and that could come up to like 16, 17. However, the term structure still would adjust itself into contango, and these VXX and UVXY still could be a good short, even with the VIX higher than it has been recently, as long as we don't get, once again, the accelerated downside move. If the VIX just kind of stops here at 17 or 16, and the term structure arranges itself into contango, then these VIX ETPs will continue to decay, even though volatility is at a higher level than it has been. So keep that in mind. MJ stocks all over the place. I think people are finally sort of waking up to the sort of PE ratios of some of these things and the multiples. We saw Tilray really make some big down moves. It's recovered a little bit in the last week, but charts still don't look too great for Tilray. If we take a look at APHQF, okay, so ACB last week became a New York Stock Exchange stock. APH is going to do that soon as well. I'm not sure if it's going to NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, but these have not performed well recently, as you may know. Certainly was a screaming buy around 9 and change the other day, but as the rest of the market was falling apart, it was tough to make that call for people, I'm sure. Meanwhile, we have a rally going on this morning. E-minis up 25, Dow futures up 320, and NASDAQ up 19, despite Apple's woes right now. Apple selling off a little bit more as we speak right now. We'll see if people come in to buy the dip in Apple here. I know it's probably tempting for fund managers to buy the dip here, as Apple being such a bellwether these days, but we'll have to wait and see if Apple pulls the market down with it today, or if it's able to get some dip buying coming in. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Do check out Gorilla Trades, my sponsor, as they've got great picks and it will make you money, and it also helps me out. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I would love to hear your comments on where you feel the VIX is going and how you're positioned. Check out the Facebook group, and I will check you out next time on the Short Vol Show. Have a great weekend. Vol's coming in, folks.